And if you read about the Sunyani Airport project, look at the highlighted portions. It says the Ghana Airport Company Limited commenced rehabilitation works at the cost of 52.25 million Ghana cedis on October 25, 2019. So I'm not saying it, they are saying it. Next. This is the brand new airport John Mahama built. This is just the back of the terminal. Next. At $25 million. Next. So John Mahama's airport had a runway of 1,900 meters and 30 meters wide. The Sunyani Airport, rehabilitated by Bawumia's brother, 120 meters runway, 30 meters wide. The John Mahama brand new airport in Hu had an ultra-modern terminal. They only did minimal renovation on the existing terminal. And I'll show you the picture. It can process 100 passengers per hour. The whole airport terminal can process, if it is put to good use and not abandoned like they have done, 400 passengers a day. Then the whole airport had a brand new apron for 2 aircrafts. The Sunyani Airport has an upgraded. They just upgraded, meaning that the apron was there. And an apron is basically where planes are parked. So they just patch the potholes, dress the place nicely. Then the whole airport included 9-kilometer networks of new roads. They only resurfaced a few existing roads in the enclave. And President Mahama spent approximately $25 million, equivalent to 100 million cedis, on this brand new airport. And they have spent 52.25 million cedis on the Sunyani Airport. Now, let's see the Sunyani Airport. Okay, so on your right is the Sunyani Airport. This is the renovated, it is not the old, the renovated terminal building. This is it. This is the car park. This is the frontage of the terminal when you go there today, not after the project. This is it. Now, go forward. Do we have more? Go forward. Finish. Okay. We will show you more pictures. But anybody, go there with your cameras. Check the runway. Check the apron. Check the terminal building. They don't even have a VIP, facility. Check. And they tell you, Bawumia's brother did this at 52.25 million. And our question is, why did you award the project to Bawumia's brother through sole sourcing? The sole sourcing that you said represented corruption, leads to the overpricing of contracts, and doesn't offer value for money, which you said you will abolish, and told us in 2018 that indeed you have fulfilled that promise. That is the issue here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, apart from the overpriced Sunyani Airport Phase 1 rehabilitation project, 2 GUC Cocoa Road projects were also awarded to Bawumia's Brothers Company, Resource Access Limited, through sole sourcing at an inflated cumulative cost of 83 million Ghana cedis, equivalent to 830 billion old Ghana cedis in the year 2020. The said Cocoa Road projects are upgrading of Asenya Kropong to Odomase Esibrim, 22.18 kilometers road at a contract value of 54,263,708 cedis. Upgrading of Chiboso Hasowodre Bangalore Feeder Road, 14.5 kilometers at a contract value of 29.4 million Ghana cedis. All these juicy Cocoa Road projects are awarded to one company, Bawumia's Brothers and the Brothers' Wife Company, through sole sourcing. Now, the evidence will be projected on the screen. Yes, so these are the projects. Upgrade of pardon that typo, the Akropong Odomase Esibrim Road. And the other one, that's a difficult word to pronounce. That one too is there. Can we see the next one? Good. Now, somebody will say, how did you get to know that these projects were even awarded to Bawumia's Brothers Company? And where is your proof that the projects were awarded to Bawumia's brother and his brother's wife through sole sourcing? The proof is what you see on the screen. a letter dated 14th May 2020, I believe. 2020, 14th May 2020. And the title is Rehabilitation, Upgrading, Reconstruction of Roads in Cocoa Growing Areas. Cocoa Roads Improvement Program, CREP 2. Request for approval for single sourcing procurements. So this is a letter from Cocoa Board to the PPA requesting for approval to award these projects to the companies indicated through sole sourcing. Can we see the next slide? Good. So zoom this one out so that it becomes clear. So it's the same document. Number 7, number 8 on the list are the road projects I have referred to. And you can see the company awarded to Resource Access Limited. The first one is at a contract value of 54.2 million cedis, a little over that, and 29.4 million cedis. So these are official documents. We got that thanks to the Son of Man, the Member of Parliament for the good people of North Tongue, who gave us these documents he intercepted from the PPA. So you can see that for yourself. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if they just gave Bawomia's brother Cocoa Road projects to do as a company, we will not have any problem with that. The problem is that, number one, all these projects being awarded to that company are being awarded to them through sole sourcing. Bear in mind what Bawumia said about sole sourcing in opposition. But what is even more worrying, for which reason we've called this press conference, is that the projects they are awarding to Bawumia's companies were not only awarded through sole sourcing, but the projects are inflated and have occasioned the state huge financial losses. And I'm not the one saying it. The Auditor General has found that these single-source Cocoa Road projects were overpriced and awarded in breach of the public procurement law, thus causing the nation huge financial losses. Indeed, paragraph 65 of a performance audit report by the Auditor General on the construction of Cocoa Roads revealed that Cocoa Board, and I'm quoting the Auditor General, Cocoa Board did not rigorously analyze its procurement options for value for money, but sought approval from PPA for single sourcing and restricted tendering, thus procuring contracts which were up to 3 times more expensive than they could have obtained through competitive tendering, unquote. This is scandalous. This is serious. That road projects will be awarded through sole sourcing at inflated prices, causing the state to lose money. And one of the main companies at the heart of these dubious, overpriced sole source contracts is Bawomia's brother company, and a company owned by the brother of Bawumia and the wife of the brother of Bawumia, the man who in opposition saw everything evil with sole sourcing. Somebody will say, where is your evidence? The evidence is what you see on the screen. There's a cover page of the performance audit report of the Auditor General on the construction of Cocoa Roads in general. Can we see the next page? At paragraph 58 of the report, you can Google it. You can Google it. Performance reports by the Auditor General on Cocoa Roads. You'll see it. Paragraph 58. This is what the Auditor General said, not some agency or the NDC. Cocoa Board awarded 266 road contracts from CREP 2. That is CREP 2 is Cocoa Roads Improvement Program 2. Measuring a total length of 4,131 kilometers for rehabilitation, upgrading, and construction in cocoa growing areas. Out of the 266 contracts awarded, 33 were through competitive bidding. 175 were through single source procurements, and 58 through restrictive tendering. These are the people who said that they will move away. Akufo-Addo said the era of sole sourcing will end. But Bawumia said we will move away from it. This is their scorecard. This is their terminal results. This is the Auditor General marking them. No, go back. Go back. Go back. Marking them that 87% of the Cocoa Road Improvement Program 2 road contracts were not procured through open competitive routes. And you see, once it's not being done competitively but secretly, just for a few companies, it means that the state is not getting value for money. A project that could have cost us 1 cedi will cost us 10 cedis because there is no transparent competitive process for the best bidder to win. That's what it means. Next page. So if you look at paragraph 60, the Auditor General says, although the use of restricted tendering and sole sourcing saved Cocoa Board the time it would have taken to evaluate a large number of tenderers, our analysis showed that these methods cost Cocoa Board about 100% more than the use of national competitive tendering in terms of cost per kilometer of road. From table 5, we deduced that roads procured under NCT's national competitive tendering were 1.5 to 3 times cheaper than what Cocoa Board got for roads procured using single source or restricted tendering. You can't say you love Ghana and not be sad about this. This is what the Auditor General is saying. Now let's go to the next page. We don't have time to read everything. The relevant portions. The conclusion of the Auditor General, the paragraph 65 I earlier on alluded to. It says Cocoa Board did not rigorously analyze its procurement options for value for money, but sought approval from the Public Procurement Authority for single sourcing and restricted tendering, thus procuring contracts which were up to 3 times more expensive than they could have obtained through competitive tendering. And who are the beneficiaries of these companies? One of the main beneficiaries. From our check, they didn't get one. Every company had one. They had 2. Because that is Bawumia's brother's company. Imagine that President Mahama was the one who was president. And any of his brothers who are businessmen were given such juicy projects through sole sourcing. And the Auditor General issued a damning report showing that the projects were overpriced. 3 times the price that the state should have paid. 3 times. These 2 projects alone cost 83 million. So if the Auditor General is telling you that the price has been inflated 3 times, do the maths and look at the monies we could have saved. It means we could have saved close to 16 million on those projects. The monies that have gone to Bawumia and his brothers. 16 million is equivalent to 600 billion OCDs. Imagine the jobs he could have created for young people. The contractors he could have paid. The good he could have done to help the people of this country. So that is the evidence right there. But friends from the media, the inflated so-source sweetheart contracts awarded to Bawumia and his brothers are not just in the area of cocoa rows. We have also intercepted payment vouchers which show that between March 3rd, 2023 and March 5th, 2024, Resources Assets Limited, owned by the Bawumias, were paid a staggering 83,036,639 cedis by the Akufo-Addo Bawumia MPP government for the award of 2 single-source road projects. These contracts are the rehabilitation of selected roads in Teshi Camp, Greater Accra people. Rehabilitation of selected roads in Teshi Camp, Southern Command Military Academy Training School roads, 23.45 kilometers, yes, and 55,000 meters square. Then partial reconstruction of selected roads in Accra, Lot 1, 44.49 kilometers. Construction of Sunyani Bypass, outer ring from Kumasi, Brekum Road. All these projects, forget about the airport projects. Forget about the Cocoa Road projects. All these other road projects awarded to Bawomia's brother company. All to sole sourcing. That is the common feature, a common characteristic of all the projects. And maybe I should show you the vouchers. Quickly, just run us through the vouchers, the gentleman controlling the screen, so that people will see the payments. At the time, contractors are owed billions of cedis, and they are complaining that they are not being paid. In 1 year, look at the monies that were paid to this company alone because of who owns it and its relationship with Bawumia. If you look at the payments, you can see there. So this is a payment voucher of 16.4 million cedis. 16.4 million cedis. Hold on, let me pick the dates. 16.4 million cedis for just this one. Can we go to the next one? 3rd March. Oh, no, go back. 3rd March 2024. Where is that one? That is the first one. Good. 3rd March 2024. So it's fresh. 2023. Okay. So next. Zoom this one too for us. Good. So this is another 10 million. So the first was 16.4 million. Then another 10 million. And the date is what? 25th March 2024. Thank you. Next. One company. All sole source contracts. And as for them, they get paid like water. Because somebody needs the money to finance his campaign. So this is another 5 million Ghana cedis paid 25th July 2023. All in 2023. There are people who have done works for this government. For 10 years, they have not paid them. 8 years, they have not paid them. 5 years, they have not paid them. Look at one company. The contractors should watch. One company, 1 year. Look at the payments. All sole source contracts, overpriced, highly inflated. Let's go on. There are more. Quickly. Is that the last one? Is that the last one? Okay. So there are lots of these that we can share with you, and you can verify that yourselves. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the media, the total contract value of just the 5 sole source contracts we have spoken about today, awarded to Bawomia's Brothers Company, amount to a colossal 218 million Ghana cedis, equivalent to 2.18 trillion old Ghana cedis. Just the 5 projects we have spoken about today. There are more, but so we are just talking about these 5. We will invite you again to talk about the rest, which will shock you and outreach you. But the serious question we must all ask ourselves is the huge savings the states would have made if these projects had at least been awarded through competitive tendering, as promised by Bawumia, Akufo-Addo, and the NPP while in opposition. Nobody is saying, even though you campaign against the award of contracts to relatives of a former president who were even just helping the states doing things for free, you are awarding juicy contracts to your brothers and your brother's wife. And all the contracts are being awarded through sole sourcing, as we have demonstrated to you. And all the contracts are inflated. And you pay them with alacrity when many contractors who got their jobs through competitive tendering, have executed their jobs, are sitting home for years. They are not being paid. Some are getting stroke. Some are dying. They are not being paid. Interest on the loans they have taken is killing them, and they are not being paid. And one company getting all these juicy, overpriced contracts through sole sourcing. As for them, they are paying them like water. You've seen the evidence for yourself. So, my brothers and sisters, the above enumerated facts badly expose the dishonesty of Alhaji Bawumia on the subject of corruption. Who would have thought that a man who preached vociferously against sole sourcing in opposition would today be the biggest enabler and promoter of stinky sole source and overpriced contracts to his own family, relatives, and cronies. Alhaji Bawumia has proven time and again that he is a chronic liar and therefore cannot be trusted. It is also clear from the foregoing facts that Bawumia is one of the key architects of the ongoing state capture and corruption that is destroying our nation. He is neck deep in the rampant corruption and nepotism that has engulfed this nation-wrecking NPP government. He cannot therefore be trusted to fight the canker of corruption, as he is himself an integral part of the free-for-all grabbing of state resources and the unprecedented state capture we are currently witnessing. It therefore goes without saying that a vote for Alhaji Bawumia is a vote to cover up the corrupt deeds of these nation-wrecking NPP Ejapade thieves and shield wrongdoers, including Bawumia himself and his corrupt mentor Akufo-Addo, from accountability. Bawumia cannot simply fight corruption. On the contrary, a vote for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is a vote for change, a change that will ensure genuine accountability and justice. As you may be aware, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has promised that when elected, he will confront the canker of corruption head-on by ensuring that the sword of accountability cuts both ways. He has promised to hold members of this corrupt Akufo-Addo Bawumia NPP government accountable for all their corrupt acts. So, fellow countrymen and women, you can be rest assured that under the next NDC Mahama government, these sleazy, illegal, and inflated sole source contracts will be investigated and the Japadian thieves prosecuted. More importantly, stolen funds will be retrieved for the state for development, and all those found culpable shall be dealt with in accordance with law. This same level of accountability will be extended to members of the future NDC government, no matter whose ox is God. Friends, John Mahama is a man with a proven track record and the political will to fight corruption. As president, he demonstrated this commitment when, under very difficult circumstances, he allowed unimpeded investigations into the JIDA scandal, leading eventually to the conviction of an appointee of his own government and the retrieval of about 50 million Ghana cedis for the state. Also, as president, he ensured the investigation and retrieval of funds involved in the bus branding scandal, as well as investigations and prosecution of corporates involved in the national service scandal, among others. So high was the standard of accountability under the ex-World NDC Mahama government that a deputy minister who simply expressed a mere wish to make $1 million was asked to resign. This is the character of the man the NDC is presenting to you. A man who has promised to set up an independent value for money office to scrutinize all government procurements above a $5 million threshold, or as shall be recommended by Parliament. A man who has promised to run the leanest and cleanest government in the history of Ghana and ban future appointees of his government from acquiring state assets. My brothers and sisters, President Mahama is a man of impeccable and unblemished integrity. He's certainly the visionary and incorruptible leader we can trust to rescue our dear nation from the abyss and lead us to build the Ghana we all want. A Ghana where corrupt officials are punished and stolen funds are retrieved for nation building. A Ghana that is self-reliant, especially in food, because it prioritizes the modernization of agriculture and the promotion of agribusiness. A Ghana that has a 24-hour economy that offers decent, well-paying jobs for esteeming unemployed youth. A Ghana that has a National Women's Development Bank with a goal to empower a minimum of 1 million women throughout the country within the short to medium term. a Ghana where 1 million young people are trained in coding and other IT models for sustainable employment. A Ghana that has the leanest and cleanest government in history. And above all, a Ghana where ostentation and waste is eschewed and state resources are utilized judiciously for the benefit of the people and not a select few. Ladies and gentlemen, the time for that change is now. The choice is yours to make. Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC to reset Ghana and build the accountable Ghana we all want. Thank you for your attention. Yeah. So I want to just do a very quick summary of the presentation in Twi. So I'll plead with all stations to bear with us. Because I can see from your faces that you don't really have questions for us. So I will do a quick summary for the purposes of the Twi stations here. Because that's the only language I can speak. If I could speak Hausa or Dagbani, I would have. So just bear with me. Abusianfo Aisha. And a framework and your bonnet. I want to any Benedia, Yenina Yekum as on mine, a home como, and an Eji. Yenina Yebedia to Musa and Yaman Kuye. And Yama Atitia Pansa. Or many wired ding, or Tonwa and To Ufria Yentia, a human ho, Sikeni ho. Bibia bore a comika to say you same boats. But Sikeni Butumwa, the Betobi. Indiana Codebre, Openibre, a wofo bre, Ubia ebre. Na adeɛ baako a ama yɛ brɛ asɔman na yakɔ saa ahohiahia mu mprempren yɛ wɔ mu no ɛne sɛ katahyehyɛ ne prɔyɛ a ɛkɔ so wɔ NPP Akufo-Addo Bawumia aban yɛte akonnwa so yi adɔɔso dodo mpɛn no utie ɔmo a mo sɛ o ɛyɛ COVID nti ne yɛn ho kyerɛ yɛn ɛyɛ Russia Ukraine wɔ nti na ɔmo ho kyerɛ yɛn ho kyerɛ yɛn babusuafo ɛnɛ yɛtu mmiri ne akyerɛ sie Magana for 88 minutes, yes, I want to know Dodona. Abba because Ghana, Yesika Kakre was the day of my ye. Yadian Puntu Numa, a sober for so, Amayena, a dear Juma Beba, a dim Puntu Beba. Namaya wine high no. Nipa Kakre be a Fasikana Kenten Swan. Or money or more than your money or Mobusian for a discanina funyo. Tisikabi anyway, they be your mind ye, and Untina Breno. And until I come quino, Akawa, a binding yeno. And until I so pity Sayere and the reason is corruption. And until see a person may find to my prefer, I was saying in a yenny bre, or catasha pro ye dream so, na yet sweetia. Na and ne catasha proyano. New angle be a bar, MPP for the bomb by no chrono ye pa. A dear your friend so sauce. So sauce in the chilling and say. Say a bind person did you mediebi. Na inse say obefa mrakwan so abamu ama omoa omowo opepase omo yesa adwuma ni nyina epre bi no. Aban ne ti da bi me de ko hye dem na me de akoma nipa ba akopɛ. Eno ne ye friend so say. Che say mempene emma ho kwan emma de opese wo ye bibia na emepre. Na de ne bo wo fom wo betumi aye ne yie ne ye mfa adwuma ne ma no. Na emo mi twabo na me de ama nipa ba akoma na ye. It is hard your friend is so saucy, no, and you say, dear, a bonnet, and Ranoma ho quine. But and Ranoma ho quine said, ye to me, yes, are so saucy, only when at Oriental be at 2 years of mine. Now, was ye yet be intended. You see, oh, ye Burma said, Obiame previa beche, into idiot, so saucy, ye the many tobacco. And I said, BBS, ye pet service be, and I may be a company back pet. And I was says you no, and as I am many be to media my. And see, these are some of the conditions I'm rather man who quite say, I buy bit me so source. Which means a so source is supposed to be an exception and not the general rule or the norm. Now, MPP for opposition, so source, Mobekaya, or Modi campaign pa. Almost the so source and yet, the pa, a say or mine, and more my riska. Na project bia ye di sources in be bia no na samre na dis na tiso Owura Bawumia na Akufo-Addo ka say bo no ye di bia to so because ye di sources na ye project no into o man no e hwede sika No more the omoba, be trust so simua, omoma so sin, and yet you may be. And I'm some more be as so for Ministry of Procurement. Omokache say, Sa so yen and eba be say so sourcing, ye be to us your cry. Omobetina konya so ba wo me agina simpie so ka say so sourcing no, mo di ni so nkunim o metu ase. Afa abusuafo yen konkɔhwɛ a contract akɛse ye de sika twitwiridie atoto so. Ena owura ba wo mi afa esuma se e de ama company eye ono ankasa ni nnua dia company no your friend Resource Access Limited ni nnua your friend Abraham ba wo mi ani nnua panyin no moja ba ako eni ni nnua ne yere ena sa company no eye omo dia aba wo mi o ka kire opposition se so source nya adepa na oba betwa so source mu na oba ye so se wetwa so source mu no ene contracts akese best enum ena wasesa dia ma ono ani nnua ene ni nnua yere company ba kokura ni wa omoma ho kwan ma afoforo be prebie se ne be ya oman no nke ye betumi asemu sika ye betumi ate sa projects ne bo so ne asemu sika a project no e bi ni Sunyane airport oma tam sika twitwiri die 52.25 million cedis e dia ma ba wo miane ni nnua so omfanye company ne dia ba wo miaka ho but ono wa ba mu ntino e na ode ni nnua ne ni nnua yere agina nimu enti projects akese ene ye de ma companies no 52.25 million cedis titisika no 520 billion omfa nko siesie Sunyane airport abuzi aboko hwe adwuma o maye no wo ho a o se be fem obo be fono because e adwuma enso ani e adwuma tantan a eni se ke cost so ye 10 million kra because runway a o maye no 120 meters per quota runway and I even say asphalt 120 meters baby I pack plane no so na wo ho dada e na port wo se wo masiesie wo aye ho kama e dan a esi wa ye friend terminal na esi wo dada free tete o ma penti dan no keke o mo nye adwuma papa bia wo ho wo ko mo se o adwuma we na ba wo mianua ne ye ya ma no 525 billion adwuma no so ye de ma no through source clearly no senke ye no true competitive tendering na enko mine no mo sa aka no and obi a wakosunyane airport bia odu wa hwe ho na rese sa de na esi wo no a ye friend airport no e betumi aye cost 525 billion wa ka no kre kire wo whether you are MPP or NDC by the amaba wo mi adua e wo sumu ase true source na ba wo mi aka kire se nya adepa oba betwam no amoman no ahwere sika twitwiri die eson ho aka nya ye ya abusiafo anso ho Cocoa Road Projects company yinko enye ba ko mienu a wo ka ne bobo mu a 83 million cedis tetisika no 830 billion ena ba wo mia asanso de ama ono ani nua company eno so a so sourcing aye ne sumu ase dwadie ye de sika ni bi atoto so auditor general aye ne hwehwemu ene ehon krata ne ye de akyerem wo ha o kan Auditor General Performance Audit Reports on Cocoa Road Projects here. E kire se Ghana ya hwere sika moho miensa. Kire se sika ya de ama ba wo mianua so mfa anya sa Cocoa Road through so sourcing no. Enka ye betumi aye na 3 times cheaper the price. Instead of 83 million no, Auditor General say enka ye ma ho kwan sa afoforo me pribia